To me, creativity used to be unexplained and mysterious, driven by pure genius and inspiration. Very science, much actionable. As you might have realized, the problem is inspiration and pure genius ain't something you can learn. How about we unsee the magic and wizardry in creativity, but rather approach it as a tangible craft with actual tools and actionable routines. And as you might have guessed, there's one tool to roll them all. By the way, I'm Vadusha and I'm the best expert in creativity in the entire world, and maybe even on YouTube. As always, I'll let this version of me sit and wait for some inspiration while we'll explore what creativity is and how to foster it. So, what is creativity? What is creativity? There's an article about that. Creativity is a phenomenon whereby something new and valuable is formed. Ideas, scientific theories, musical compositions, or jokes. So, in a nutshell, creativity is just plain old coming up with stuff, generating new ideas and implementing them. Well, I guess the ultimate tool I'm going to be talking about today could be used anywhere from, say, product design and project management to songwriting or learning a new language, or from writing lyrics to a song to making a meal for Christmas or building a house. As far as I know, the key concept behind any creativity is brainstorming, normally done in teams, but if you don't have a team, that's okay. Most of brainstorming these days is done at home by individuals. Thus, I guess the ultimate tool has to be something that helps us streamline our brainstorming and make it manageable. And as you might have guessed, the tool is mind mapping. No surprises here. My favorite tool ever is mind mapping. I have some background in project management. I have a lot of background in music making, in lyrics writing, production, in graphics design, in programming, in manufacturing, and literally every single one of these areas could use some mind mapping. A mind map is technically a chart with branches. There's the central topic, the central idea, and there's peripheral ideas branching out from the central idea. Like here, there's the central topic, there's branching out topics out from that. You could add more. These are level 1 associations to the central topic. You could go further on, go to level 2, add some subtopics here. Level 3, this is how mind mapping works. There's the central topic, there's the first level of associated topics, and there's branches out from there. These are levels of distance from the central topic. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on. You might be asking, what do you do with the mind maps? You actually use them for brainstorming. You structure your brainstorming with mind maps. Get your goal or the central idea or anything in the center. Say you wanted to write and produce a song. The rules are the same as with any kind of brainstorm. You normally do it in a team, but as I've said, a lot of brainstorming today is happening at home, done by individuals, so that's kind of okay now. And individual brainstorming seems a bit more difficult than team brainstorming, because a team has different views, they can bring a lot of ideas to the table. While when you're on your own, all by yourself, you gotta generate every single idea yourself. A lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility. As with any classical brainstorming, there's two main stages. Stage 1 being generating ideas, stage 2 being reviewing those ideas. The rules are the same. Never mix the two stages. When you generate the ideas, you're not allowed to criticize your own ideas or anybody else's ideas. Quantity is key. You have to let every single idea out of your head and on paper. And stage 2 is reviewing the ideas, filtering those you like the best. If you're in songwriting or graphics design, probably you could just use your best judgment here. And if you're into some project management, I think it'd be better off using some measurable metrics to prioritize your ideas, especially if you're in a team, because managing team effort needs objective, measurable criteria. And probably last but not least, try doing it one level at a time. I need to write a song. Don't go, I need to write some music and lyrics, that's a chorus, and probably a couple of verses. Don't go this way. Probably go music, lyrics, and then production, recording. Go level 1 first. Then once you're done with level 1, go in for some music. And music could be guitar parts, bass, vocals, drums, and probably pads. Once you've done these lyrics, choruses, verses, okay, probably a bridge, and you need a topic. Production would be mixing, mastering, and I would probably say recording. Once you've done level 2, you go to level 3, say recording, all of these, and so on. One level at a time, because when you jump from a level to another level, you have to switch brain hemispheres, which sucks. There's a lag in your thinking. You have to tweak your brain to get used to a new level of associations. Your productivity in coming up with ideas is at its best when you're thinking one level at a time. When you're thinking wide, don't think deep. When you're thinking deep, don't think wide. These are two very different operations for our brain. But these are just the rules meant to be broken, probably. And as you see, this helps make your brainstorming a manageable process. Instead of sitting in front of a blank page, fearing it, and that's exactly why the writer's block happens. You just hit a wall, don't know what to do, because you have too vague of a task in front of you. This is like eating an elephant in smaller chunks. You can't swallow an entire elephant, you have to have bite-sized chunks. If you're not experienced enough in songwriting and you realize you need to write and produce a song, you hit a wall, you don't know what to do. But once you start breaking it down, you get what's called work breakdown structure in project management. That's exactly what a mind map is. So you break it down into smaller chunks and then even smaller chunks and even smaller chunks. These are already very, very small. That's just recording the guitar part or getting somebody to record the guitar part or sampling it. They call this work breakdown structure in project management. It's often used to plan schedules to go from project goals to actual project timelines with milestones and deadlines. You might have seen some mind mapping where you work. If you've seen any org charts, that's exactly what a mind map is, slightly tweaked. When there's a boss, and then there's a sub-boss, and there's a sub-sub-boss, you know what I mean. So there's a bunch of sub-bosses. You might have seen a mind map drawn in the form of a fishbone, when there's a fish head, and there's a spine branching out of it, and then there's little fish bones branching out of the spine. In lean manufacturing, that's used for problem solving, for root cause analysis. And that exactly is a mind map. There's the problem, and there's the potential causes. Also used to structure your brainstorming to make it easier to go from the problem to what causes the problem. We've done the write a song, let's do build a house. What we have here is a task we don't know what to do with. To build a house, we probably need to design the house, purchase the materials, and then we build, and then we probably check and adjust. Now we have these more tasks. We start with designing a house. So I guess we'll have to design materials, looks, piping, wiring. You get the idea. You break these down into smaller chunks. And that's how creativity works. By the way, I normally use this app to mind map my ideas, but there's plenty more. Or you could use the good old pen and paper approach, whichever suits you best. All right, let's write a song using a mind map. Let's write a song about love. Love is care. Love is blind. Love is family. All right, let's stop it there. Let's associate further to get nice ideas. Blind, stick, like a blind person with a stick. Bats. Bats are blind. Bats also give you COVID. And there's also Batman. Let's stop it there. Nice and easy. A little neat mind map there. All right, let's write a song about love being blind. What do you do before singing a song? You like the video and subscribe. You tune your guitar. Ready? Sweet love with you I always find, but never did I know of it. But like a bat, our love is blind. I hope it doesn't give me COVID. And that's how you use mind maps to write songs. This may not be the best song ever, but kind of neat. So if you want to streamline your creative process, use mind maps and use them thoughtfully. And while you do, I wish you all as much success as you need in your creative endeavors, because you're awesome. You are.